Folks in the upper left in the blue, he is the GSL semifinalist for PSISTORM, Gumiho. Bottom right, in the red. A little bit better as of late for DPG, Cure. Shout out to the time when DPG had more GSL champions than they could field in a given WTL week. When they had Cure and Dark and Zest and herO and Rogue, and you're just like, any one of these players could be the ace of their team. And you know, this is now, granted, Cure has not been nearly as good since he won his GSL last year, but they very much disappointed with Katowice. But even still, you're like, what is this? You have 5 players that can win a GSL if they're feeling right. Now, of course, Rogue is in the military and Zest is in the military, and Cure's not as good as he once was, and you know, you have that. But even still, DPG is very, very good, and still threatening to be top of the table. They won, of course, last season. So, I mean, bit of a different build actually from Gumiho compared to what we've seen from Cure. So Barracks Double Gas Factory is what Cure is going, which makes a lot of sense. This is the standard TVT build, but Gumiho's trying to pull one over on him a little bit. It's going to be a Reaper expand coming in from Gumiho, and well, this is happening for one reason only. It's Cosmic Sapphire. I've been talking about how big this map is, and it plays pretty big indeed. So this is punishable, certainly by the Barracks Double Gas Factory, but if you get away with it, get away with the Reaper expand, you find yourself a couple workers ahead. You find yourself with a quicker mule. All of these things are wonderful. When we're looking at a TVT where it is very much about who can find the small advantages, who can put themselves up 2 workers, because that's a little bit more, and that's a quicker third base by 15 seconds, and then, well, the game goes on. And the small advantages turn into bigger advantages, especially where mule timings are concerned, because, well, mules, they dominate the Terran economy in a way that no other unit, I mean, maybe you can say the Queen dominates the Zerg economy in the same way, where you can't build workers efficiently without a Queen, but I don't know. 225 free minerals from casting a spell. That's pretty good, so you want to have as many of them as possible. But here does come the potential, the attempted attack, the attempted punish coming in from Cure. 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions, so not the overboard 5 Reaper, 3 Hellion idea. Let's see what Gumiho has in store for us to defend. He's got 4 Hellions. Yeah, this is fantastic. 4 Hellions, they fight this absolutely, especially if they get the shots they want. And the key thing about this, it's minerals. Yes, you do lose a little bit on the mining time, or you do lose a little bit on the production time of the factory for more higher tech units, but it's all minerals, which guess what? You got more of because you got away with your Reaper expand. So going up 1 to 2 workers. He's got more mules faster. He's got a Raven on the way from all the gas savings that he's had. And the interesting thing, he's building more Hellions. 2x2 in shades of blue they come, and this is interesting. I'm looking at the natural. We don't have a 4th gas just yet. I mean, when I see tons of Hellions, my mind goes mech. But normally, you want that 4th gas very quickly if you're going mech play. So I don't know what this is. This is cool. We're gonna have to see how well it works out though, because right now it's gonna be, what is that? 6 Hellions and a Reaper, 7 Hellions and a Reaper trying to dive in. Auto turret gets dropped here as well, looking for the lineup. They're gonna get a lot of Marines, seems like, but even still, the concave is nice, and yeah, with the cycle here, I don't know if this is gonna get all that much done. They dive in once again, but they just trade life for life, minerals for minerals, attempting to trade minerals for gas, and they're not gonna be super successful. So Gumiho trades away the majority of his army. Doesn't lose his Raven though, that's the most important thing. And now we do have a 3rd base on the way from Gumiho. After all that pressure of really kind of not great units, they're a bunch of Hellions, right? He commits them and he trades army for army. So really, it cuts down on Kira's ability to also be aggressive on the map. So Kira does also take his third base, but remember, his third base is just a little bit slower. I'm curious, though, whether Kira reads mech out of this. But you could be forgiven for doing so. Getting that many Hellions and a Raven? I can see a world where you would absolutely think that is mech, especially as, I mean, Gumiho is going 3 Raven play. Like, that is a lot of gas and mechanical units. So, again, it might make you think that this is mech, but it is bio. So, that's going to be fun for Kira to try to figure out if he has not figured it out already. And he's got a bit of a pressure on the way. Cyclone's going to run forward. He's going to try to maybe drag a Cyclone forward, but not going to be all that successful. And there we go. 1-1 on the way for Gumiho, faster. In fact, I don't even know that Kira's E-Bays are done. So yes, Stim will... Okay. I was going to say Stim will be a little slower, but not that much slower. The advantage that Kira has really is his army is a little bit bigger, but we're looking at triple Raven. You don't break through this. So it seems like Gumiho's just gotten away with everything. He Reaper expand. He cut down his opponent's army enough that he could be aggressive, but or that he could play very greedy, excuse me. But now the auto turret's going to go down and try to delay at least some barracks that are on the way. Now, more SCVs get full, but no workers go down. Just, well, I guess 4 workers go down. That is a little bit annoying. Cyclones lock on a tank on the other side, though. Ooh, this is very nice for Gumiho here. This is a lot of worker damage if uncontested, but 8 workers have gone down for Gumiho on the other side, which is a bit annoying. And the Ravens, ooh, this is triple Raven, dropping auto turrets on top of a lot of stuff. They're not going to get the SCVs just yet, but, well, the Cyclones, one of them gets into the main base, and that doesn't really seem like anything that should be possible. Auto turret gets dropped, he's going to snipe the reactor. And here comes a bit of a weird game already here. Vikings will get landed. Auto turrets just getting dropped all over the place. 11 SCVs have gone down. Honestly, it's going to be a little bit more than that one. These auto turrets, they shred them. So 17 workers go down. But there's a disable on the tank of Gumiho. So he's got to give him his third base, at least briefly, and maybe longer. I don't know what he has. He's got 1-1 soon, but I mean, that's not relevant for this fight. I don't think he has too much energy on it. It's like 1 auto turret on the Raven. But second. The random Cyclone to the natural, 10 kills, excuse me, to his name, just kind of sitting here, trading lock-ons when it can. And the Vikings actually take a pretty good trade for Gumiho at the moment. He will lose 1, but at least doing something. I can't believe this Cyclone. He's going to go down, but I can't believe that Cyclone is still here. Love to see it. Now it's dead. Okay, anyways, 1-1 is done for Gumiho. This is not something that Kira's going to have this game. So the Marines that Gumiho has are very impactful. Now the Ravens, they're going to run in, dropping auto turrets on top of everything. And the Bio just trying to get on top again with 1-1, no combat shields, but the Bio, again, it's just so powerful. SCV's going to get pulled here as well. And the tanks, they're going to go down. I don't think there's any saving them. The entire army of Kira goes down, and now Gumiho finds himself up about 40 supply. Yes, he does have his third base on location a little bit longer, but I feel like Gumiho can just run across the map here. Third to third is not super long on Cosmic, and Gumiho doesn't really have anything. Or Kira, excuse me, doesn't really have anything. He's got +1 attack on the way now, no armor, and can't afford it. So here comes the run of Gumiho. He's going to knock the rocks down, make sure he has the quickest possible attack point. And 2 tanks do not keep you safe, Kira. They're nice and they're a start, but 2 tanks do not keep you safe. So let's see what Gumiho is going to be able to do. Tanks in the medevac, they're going to run forward, trying to find a really nice sieged up position. As Raven auto turret gets dropped, and this just buys opportunity. Gumiho getting on top of that. He doesn't even need these tanks to stay alive. It's going to be nice, but he just needs them to soak the damage. And there we go. Gumiho plays a pretty cool game 1. 7 Hellion, 3 Raven run by to set up the macro greed and set up the hold. Pretty cool. In the upper left, folks, in the blue, he is up 1 off a really cool build. He's Gumiho. The bottom right, in the red, down 1 game, but, well, he had opportunities. He's Kira. What was I doing? There we go. Okay. So, interesting. Never mind. We're good. It will be Barracks Double Gas Factory coming in from both players here, and I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, it's Moondance. It's a really short map. It's rather hard to get away with a Reaper expand. We almost saw it get punished by Kier actually in that first game, but unfortunately Kier wasn't able to get enough done, and then Gumiho built a ton of Hellions. I ran across the map and had some fun with it. That's what I want to do. There we go. So we're not going to see Gumiho get a build order macro lead and make something happen that way. So if that's the case, what are we going to see? Moondance is not a terrible. Moondance is not a terrible map for mech play. You get 5 gas kind of for free, and mech can hold the high ground positions really easily. I'm not going to say Gumiho's going for it, but Gumiho is very much a player that does enjoy his mech. So really, we don't see too much build order differentiation just yet. You know, Hellions on the way. You get your Reapers. You keep them at home because you don't want to take the first shot on the setup. You want to make sure that you get the first shot, and as that is not something you can secure, well, we go on. Kier though, he's doing something that is distinctly Kier. He gets his 1 Reaper to start, and instead of building 1-1-1, he goes and he builds the Reaper defensively, and he gets a reactor on the barracks, and that's how he gets his extra Reapers. And it does get you into your production add-ons just a little bit faster, but of course also it's interesting. Here though is going up to 5 Reapers. Okay, yeah, he wants to be a lot more aggressive in this game, and I don't blame him after what happened in that last one. Felt like maybe if he had a little bit more, say 5 Reaper 3 Hellion instead of 3 Reaper 1 Hellion, or 3 Reaper 2 Hellion, something like that. Or yeah, actually could have maybe bust through just a little bit. So 3rd Hellion will now hit the field, and the 4th and 5th Reaper. So we're gonna have to see if this is gonna work out for Kier. Gumiho already does have a Cyclone on the way, which is a good start. Cyclones do not die to this army composition easily, and every lock-on is a dead unit. So that can be rather nice. That is one of the units you want defensively, and Banshee on the way as well. Very rare build, a very rare unit to be built in a TVP for the most part. There we go. Here comes the army of Kier. He gets the spread out, but he's gonna have to dive into the choke. There's just not a lot here though. He's gonna dive on top of it, and how much is dead thus far? Really, gonna lose 2 Hellions, but the Reapers, they stay alive, and they're not quite enough to one-tap, but they dive back on top once again. Cyclone getting very, very low here, and he will get it. And on the backside, the Hellion will go down, and now Reapers, they sense blood. It's going to be another dead Cyclone, and yes, they trade their lives for it, but okay, it's going to die? No. Oh, barely dies. But this Reaper should get cleaned up. I mean, you take that. You get down 2 Cyclones, you get the scout that there's a Banshee out. This is an incredible opening. So much better than we had in game 1. So, Banshee out now on the map, and it's going to try to find something, but we already have Vikings on the way, and there's no cloak. So, I don't know that this Banshee gets all that much done. And Kier will just have to be able to ride his laurels of being in a good spot. In fact, he's doing more than that. He's got a Cyclone on the map, tanks on the map, Marines on the map. And Gumiho doesn't really want to let his opponent know that this has been scattered. He probably could have at least done damage to that tank, but I guess it's a little too scary. You don't know where Cyclones are. You don't want to lose that Banshee that early, but tank range always surprisingly powerful. And Gumiho was instead going to rely to trust his defense to proper tank positioning, but the tank is on siege. So now lock on here on the Raven, and actually this Raven may just go down. One more shot. There we go. So that's gonna be a dead Raven. Auto turret in the main base kills a couple SCVs. With no medevacs, of course, you can't elevate her onto the high ground. And the Banshee's trying to get something, but they're 2 Vikings here. So It doesn't really represent too much there, but you're gonna get 4. I mean, that's nice. Gumiho is up 6 workers, but I'm more worried about the tempo of this game. Stim is just about done for Kira. We saw him do that last game, really not get his upgrades, but when you get Stim this early, your army is, again, so much better, much like you got 1-1 versus 0-0. These tanks were siege, but they should be fine. Another lock on, though, on the Raven. Scan gets dropped, so that's the second dead Raven. The SCVs are going to get pulled here. Tanks, they siege up just barely in time. Lock on the Marine, though. Unfortunately, not on the tank. This is 7 dead SCVs. The tanks are still not dead here. And there's a third one joining the fray. So they're finally going to go down, but Stim is complete. No, it's not done just yet, but it felt like it was. Tanks will fall. SCVs pulled for the second time. 13 workers go down. So Gumiho from up 6 instead down 9. And what did they trade? They traded army for army. And Gumiho lost a ton of economy. And he lost a bunch of Viking. Like, he lost a lot. Yes, his third base is up. But actually, I think it looks like it's misplaced. So now we've Kira's got Gumiho on a bit of a chokehold, right? It's only one tank, but you find this position, and really the big deal is the Vikings are able to really dominate their supply lead. But Cyclones, they do change that one just a little bit. It does mean the Vikings have to stay within the zone of control that the tanks do have to make sure that they don't get picked off one by one. But now the Vikings are going to land in the air, and this is going to be a dead supply depot. Not supply blocking Gumiho because he's not above 100 supply, but it is going to cause problems. And this is actually going to force the factory to start to have to run away. Vikings on the low ground. They're actually a lot of pressure, and surprisingly enough, you don't think of them as, I mean, maybe they're going to kill a couple workers, right? Because bonus damage to mechanical. Oh no, the tank shots. Unfortunate. That's not really what you want, but they're going to waddle their way in once again. That's a barracks that's going to get depowered a bit, and again, there's the pull once again, and 15 workers do fall. Not what you want if you are a fan of Gumiho, or just, hell, I don't know. If you're a fan of Gumiho, I guess the Vikings are going to have to give up at this point. I feel like at this point, honestly, you just make it fly, put it back in the air. It gives you vision, but it gives high ground vision anyways. Just look at what's happening. The Vikings is just trying to lure the Marines forward, but they're on hold position. They're saying no, but he makes it happen. Unfortunately, he runs into tank range on the bottom side, but that Viking was absolutely an MVP Viking. So the Cyclone is going to try to find something, and, well, he's going to find a Marine or two, but really that is just about it. Fourth base now, at least getting set up for Kira. It's not done yet, but it is on the way, and Kira is setting himself up in position to defend it. He's only up about 16 supply, 10 of that in army supply, but again, tempo is the key. His upgrades are better. He's got his fourth base on the way much quicker, and Gumiho does feel the need to make something happen with this one, but I don't know that he breaks in. There are no Ravens. This tank line is kind of terrifying. It feels like it really does feel like Curious. Just look at the tank count. It feels like he's playing mech, even though he's not. So for now, I don't. Yeah, this siege line is not going to work out. Vikings in the sky. They provide plentiful vision, and yeah, okay. So there we go. Kira's got a drop in the main base here. A double Marine set up. He doesn't have his 1-1 yet, but he does have Stim, and that means these SCVs will fall pretty quickly. Drop in the main base is going to try to do something similar for Gumiho, but it's not really nearly as much. And Missile Turret forces them back anyways, so 5 workers have gone down, but this number is going to start to increase massively. Of course, well, maybe not. SCVs do get pulled, but when the Marines pop out, it's fine. So 1-1 is done for both sides, but big difference, of course, there is an armory on the way for Gumiho. I imagine Cure has this already, but we don't have 2-2 on the way just yet. and it's a 30 army supply lead. But when we talk about TVT, the one thing we really have to talk about is the fact that, honestly, at a certain point, supply doesn't matter, and Moondance is a great example of this with how many high ground choke positions you have. If you have enough siege tanks, like, the only supply that matters is the siege tank count. And they're not particularly supply expensive. I mean, they're 2 supply each, which is a lot, but you're not really worried about it. Like, as long as you can just kind of block off the positions, it's really hard for here to take advantage of this, what is kind of a winning position that he's got, and take advantage of it, actually. So this allows Gumiho to get back into the game, allows him to max out, to maybe get a 4th base, to maybe, I don't know, have a life, maybe explore the world, or, I don't know, do whatever he wants to do, as the Vikings will trade out 1 for 1 right there. But we are seeing at least some more permanent advantages, or at least advantages with a little bit more of a timing to them. As there is +1 mech attack getting researched here for Cure. Gumiho cannot afford that. When she gets +2, the Marines do get 2 shot, so that is always rather nice indeed. But big drop on the main base here, getting right on top of the tanks defensively, and Cure's tanks are actually going to get stuck just a little bit, but the drop doesn't get enough done, and Cure's drop is starting to get enough done. So Gumiho taps out, and folks, we have a victor. His name is Cure. We're 1-1 after 1 best of 2 here in DPG versus PSISTORM again. Both teams vying for top 2, right next to each other in the standings, 3rd and 4th place. In the upper right, though, folks, in the blue, he is for PSISTORM. Their ringer, it is MaxPax. Bottom left, in the red for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the GSL semifinalist this time, GSL Season 1 champion, best damn Protoss player in the world, it's herO. What do these players have in store for us? Data C is map 1. It means that MaxPax will be going for a single gate expand on the high ground, and you can bet on it. That is absolutely what's going to happen. Where do we go from here, though? Right, you do have the high ground gateway, really from both sides, but herO likes to do weird stuff. Oh, there we go. We're good. He likes to do a little bit of, he likes to do some interesting stuff on occasion. Well, it seems like 3-gate robo has been his preferred setup out of this recently, which isn't horrible. He goes for multiple gateways. He likes to pretend that he's going for the expand build and just not go for it. But doing that to MaxPax is always danger fraught. Because MaxPax, more so than any other player in the world, knows pretty much every single opportunity, every single branch of this tree. But for now, at least, herO is getting a natural down, and MaxPax will be able to make sure he gets this down soon enough. But MaxPax maybe, no, he's just saving the money. So we will have Nexi going down for both players here, which, to be honest, is both a surprise and not a surprise. On the one hand, well, it's Data C, and it is kind of the standard build, but it is herO. So you never really know what you're getting when you get this madman. He is, of course, the micro parting and the insanity of SOS bundled up all into one tasty package. Please don't eat herO. Although he was planning, apparently before he came back to StarCraft, when he got out of the military, his family apparently owns a pretty good restaurant in Seoul. Excuse me. So he was planning on going to work at his family's restaurant, opening, I forget exactly what the story is. We asked him about it during King of Battles too, but I forget what the exact story was. It was either he was going to open up another location of his family's restaurant, or he was going to go work at the family restaurant, something like that. But apparently, yeah, his family's restaurant is very successful. But for right now, the Stalker is on the map. It's going to find the Adept, and the Adept should complete its shade, but there's a wall there, so in fact, it's just going to not sacrifice itself necessarily, but not going to complete that shade. Try to find its way home before the Stalker slowly, through spoons, tiny little morsels, cuts it down. And looks like the Adept will be able to escape after all. Oracle on the map for MaxPax. But we talked about herO's penchant for wanton aggression, for sheer war crimes, or crimes against Protoss. Well, we're going to have to see what he's going for here, because he's got a pylon on the map, And this is just very much a hero thing. Nice shade forward, but there's nothing in the main base for MaxPax to really to defend MaxPax here. So Oracle dives into the natural. There is no shield battery. There are no stalkers. These are dead probes. There is nothing saving them. But hero or MaxPax a little bit slow on the reaction, so he will probably get all 6. Yeah, he's gonna get all 6. But this pressure coming in from hero is kind of scary. Notice he's not even bothering to kill the units just yet because it's an Oracle, a Stalker, and an Adept. You got to kill the shield battery. That is the most important thing. But Stalker goes down. Second Stalker will fall. Oracle runs out of energy, finally. And that's going to be that one. Shield battery overcharge is popped, but there's nothing to heal this shield battery over. So, yeah, shield battery, you're keeping things alive, but it doesn't matter because this Stalker will go down. Yes, MaxPax does continue to ravage Hero's economy. But does it really matter? We're going to have to see. Right now, Hero's trying to find his way through. He gets one pylon down, but there are more shield batteries where that came from. This is going to finally be a dead pylon, but we're going to have a Void Ray up pretty damn soon. And, oh, wait, actually, is a Void Ray going to pop out? No, it's not. The probes have to get pulled now. This is a problem. Do we have more pylons? Yes, we do. So the Void Ray will get out. Just, wait, yeah, it does get out. Okay. And there it's go. It turns on prismatic alignment, but no shield battery overcharge, nothing to keep it alive. And it's just dead. Worst timing, really, for that Void Ray to pop out, because now there's a pylon, and now there's a shield battery, and all those wonderful things, but there are just too many stalkers at this point. Shield battery is out of energy almost immediately. And yes, MaxPax has ravaged the economy of hero, but I'm not sure how much it really matters because the army of MaxPax is almost non-existent. He's not going to have this Void Ray. Our observer, they give us the little screen shake. And shield battery overcharge is popped because, well, yes, there were 2 oracles. One of them ran out of energy, so that is always a bit interesting. But hero, he makes it work. He's got the gateways, and he punches right on through. Bit of a weird game, but that's what we're expecting between these two. So now we're going to get into game 2. And MaxPax is down a map. And I feel like when we look at this setup, because it's going to be Gerald and Cure in the final set, I feel like one of Gumiho had to 2-0, and the other one of Gumiho and MaxPax had to 2-0, and one ideally with 2-0 as well, but at least had to get a 1-1 for PSISOTRM to win this week. I'm not saying Gerald's totally out of it. I'm not saying Gerald is totally out of it, but he did kill Cyril, by the way, in DreamHack. But it felt more like a significant deviation from the norm, and in any given day, Dark beats Gerald pretty significantly. In fact, what does Illegalx say? Say about this. In a best of 3, Dark, Gerald. I'm gonna guess that it gives Gerald a 10% chance. You know what? In my head, I said 15, then I said no, we're gonna drop it to 10. It gives Gerald almost the exact, just about a 15% chance. So, well, yeah, you know, funny thing is, against each other, it's actually only 5-4 in Dark's favor in history going into this series. And actually, almost all of it was in 2022. They played once in 2021. They tied up 1-1 in WTL. Gerald and Dark, Gerald 2-0 Dark in March. Hey, Mac and Tech, how's it going? Gerald 2-0'd Dark in March. March 7th in an EPT Cup. And then, well, Dark returned the favor a little bit later in April. And then he 2-1'd him as well in May. So, a lot of EPT Cup matchups, EPT North America. But Gerald was able to get the favor of him once. And he's gotten maps elsewhere. So, yeah, funnily enough, it is 5-4 going into this series. Lifetime between, or at least Legacy of the Void time between Dark and Gerald. Nice. That probably means lifetime as well. Hope you had a great stream, Mr. Mac. Hope you had some job interviews recently, right? Hope those went. I know you were saying in your Discord that the test you took wasn't fair, and the company you were interviewing for also realized the test was not fair. It's nice surround there from MaxPax. Gets the probe down. Bit obnoxious for hero, but what do we have happening in this game? Oh, we got to pause. MaxPax with the unfortunate. MaxPax here, he desperately needs to win this game. So we're going to have to solve those lag spikes, which means we can shuffle our way on forward just a little bit. There we are, folks. Back into it. For MaxPax. So we are in US West, apparently, for this game. And apparently MaxPax just dealing with some lag spikes. Unfortunate. As herO not getting an Nexus. The killer instinct of the... This is cruel. So I don't know how much of this decision is just, well, it's waterfall on my opponent's going single gate, Stargate, expand. But he's not getting an Astral. herO is getting aggressive here. He's going 4-gate. And I don't know how much of this is based upon the fact that MaxPax just said he's got a lot of lag, but killer instinct coming in from herO in the extreme. So for now, Oracle from MaxPax onto the other side, and then we will see him chrono out Void Rays. But this Oracle is actually pretty important. Because first of all, it's going to see the pylon. Of course, that is the backup pylon. The main pylon is right around would be MaxPax's third base. But the big thing, of course, you get the Oracle. You get it into the main base. You deny herO, maybe cut his worker count in half, something like that. And yeah, MaxPax is just going to turn on the beam. Because, well, eventually you punch right on through. The shield battery runs out of energy, and workers are going to start to fall. So at this point, every worker that MaxPax kills is less stalkers that herO can make. So we're going to see one stalker go down. No, it's not, actually. But Oracle's killed 10 workers. It's out of energy, and it looks like there is no energy for a shield battery overcharge. Now, this is 11 workers to 25. herO has to make this happen in the next about 30 seconds. Okay, maybe I'll give him a minute. But the longer this goes on, the more MaxPax will have, and he will actually be able to use his production structures in a way that his opponent really cannot. Void Ray is going to target down one stalker, get the other one that's also rather low. Micro is not good enough there for herO. Adepts now, they're going to be able to shade in, and unfortunately MaxPax didn't have Adept shade on cooldown of his own, so he couldn't block the shade. Now that means he will take some damage. The probes here are going to get pulled decently well. Stalkers, though, not chasing this as well as they would like. One Adept will fall, and here comes a couple more. This is where things start to get interesting here. Because, first of all, MaxPax, he does have the Oracle on the other side of the map. He's going to turn that beam on once again. He's going to try to find a little bit more value. And as we have two Stalkers and a Void Ray, it seems like the Adept count's actually going to give up. It's not going to work out all that well, but Adepts, I mean, they're still finding value. MaxPax only on 24 workers, but remember, his opponent's on 13. It's really not all that much, and the Void Ray, first of all, turning on Prismatic Alignment is a lot of fun because it's killing Adepts, but Void Ray's not really... The Void Ray's going to be able to deal with the Adepts for the most part. There's only one of them now, and one Adept does not punch through Shield Battery, but it does, however, eat Shield Battery energy. So that is going to be rather nice for herO as he gets to the main base, and that's something... It feels like we should just see a full wall for MaxPax. Actually, this is a full wall for MaxPax, so he's not really vulnerable to the depth pressure once again, but he can't quite hold as aggressively as he would like, and we are starting to see the Cybercore go down, but MaxPax, his economy is too good, and his tech is too good. It's tied up one apiece now, which means that whoever of our next series of Dark and Gerald, someone 2 zeros, that's it. 1-1, we go to an ace match. I swear, every time I type Gerald, I type Gerlad. In the bottom left, in the blue, his name for PSISTORM is Gerald. The Gerlad, Slayer of Monsters. And in the upper right, in the red, turning out the lights, it's dark. So what do we have in store? Gerald, pylon on the low ground. I mean, I don't think this is too surprising. This is just going to be probably a gate expand. There's a world where this is maybe a cannon rush. No. Gateway on the way. I mean, you can still go gate first, cannon rush, but it seems like Gerald is going to be doing something a little bit more middle of the road. A little bit more maybe box standard for the moment. And we're going to have to see how Dark responds. For right now, right, you take your base on, you take your hatch on the third base. That's fine. It's funny. We have Dark versus Batman. As we see the Batcave right there. So both players merely born in the dark. They were not molded by it. They were not shaped by it. They didn't see that they saw the light of day before they were a man or something. I don't know. Kind of butchered the quote. That's fine. That's okay. But I do feel like the onus is on Gerald in this game to make something happen. Yes, he did 2-0 recently, but it is hard to go and do that. Even if you've done it once, doesn't mean you can beat Dark too. I felt so bad for Gerald in that setup too. He beats Showtime and he beats herO, but he ends up in the lower bracket, gets knocked out first round of the lower bracket based off a reverse sweep from Christianer. Oh, that just feels double plus on good. That feels so bad. It's gotta be so demoralizing. So speed on the way for Dark, of course. It'll be done, next 70 seconds, give or take. You'll be at a decent timing. And Stargate play for Gerald. So nothing out of the ordinary just yet. It'll be most likely Oracles. We'll see a Twilight go down. Maybe Charge, maybe Blink. Feels like Charge into Archons are becoming more popular at the moment because it deals with the normal way, the standard way that people have been dealing with this, right? Where you get a bunch of +1 lings, you surround that first set of stalkers, and then it's a problem. But we have started to see Zergs react to that just a little bit. And in general, the Protoss, I felt so much in love when herO was playing this. I think the first half of the year when he was just being aggressive as hell, poking with stalkers pretty much from the moment they have Blink, just leaning into the Zerg and just playing it almost like TVZ. That meta has stagnated a little bit. Protoss players kind of started to realize that you don't want to get that aggressive. And hey, how's the buoy? Thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. 10 months in a row, actually. That's awesome. You see the new emote we got, by the way? It's fun. So Gerald got a third base on the mine. There we go, 47S. Gerald has, of course, third base on the way here. Let's get more and more Oracles. So it doesn't look like we're going to see too much interesting happening, at least at first. Oracle's going to try to dive in, but it's only once. It shouldn't really kill that many drones, and can't really see the Queen. As I say that, excuse me, I've been trying to keep my eye on the mineral line, or on the production tab, but, well, Dark's production tab's on the bottom, even though he's on the top. It has me very confused. Queens are walking here, roaches and lings. They're all showing up, and I don't know what Gerald's going to have to. He's only got 18 army supply. He's got 4 depths and 2 oracles. That is not a lot, and lings, they're going to wedge their way into the natural pretty much immediately. I think that's a robo. I'm not really sure what that was. Regardless, it was an attempt at the wall, maybe just a gateway. It will go down very quickly. We will see this pylon go down as well, so that is 2 less gateways. Queens will arrive, and their job really is only to ward the oracles away. So Lings Roaches find their way into the main base. 1-1 on the way from Gerald. He's been a very greedy boy here on inside and out, and that may just come back to bite him in the rear end. Oracles, now they're going to show up because the Queens are not here, but seems like they're mostly out of energy, so 27, 28 drones are going to go down. Yeah, maybe these Ravagers die in the main base. The Biles, okay. Actually, the Biles got damage on an Oracle, but it's only a single Bile. As Voidary is now starting to pop out here, but it's 34 dead workers. And Dark behind this, he is pumping more and more. He's not going back into droning. He's not saying that he got enough done and that will be fun. No, he's trying to end the game right now, and I think he may just be able to do so. The army outside of the Gerald's base is going to go down. Really, it is all down to these Voidaries to make sure that the game does not end. And Lings and Ravagers, they're going to 1A on this pylon. It's dead. The single Void Ray is the only thing that is keeping Gerald in this game, and I say keeping him in this game is I'm not sure that is true, but at least making him not GG out of this game, because Dark 46 army supply to 18, 34 workers to 25, and Dark is able to force the tap out. 1-0 lead, and now DPG, they're 1 map away from securing the week, keeping that second place spot, because they cannot catch Alpha X. Not this week. Hey folks, Game 6 was not included in the VOD, so I can't tell you what happened. I know Dark won, but I don't know exactly what happened there, and unfortunately we can't cast it. But while I have you here, reminder, first of all, that you're this far into the video, so you should probably drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm doing. And also, I upload 6 videos a week. Half the time, there's a 7th video on Sundays, the Stormgate Sunday video essay. So, again, like, comment, subscribe. You like the stuff at this point. There's no reason not to. See you next time.